today we will be discussing the case of Affirmative Action Bill that for the past 8 years has been in the House of Parliament waiting to be passed. And we'll be having a very interesting conversation to that effect. And from there, we'll be touching on the University of Ghana Medical Center that has been open to the general public, moving on to agri-related business as well. But let's first start with the Affirmative Action Bill. I have with me here in the studio the member of Affirmative Action Bill Coalition and representative of the Abantu Abantu development here in Ghana, in the person of Kinna Likimani. Good afternoon and welcome to Good Afternoon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Great. Can you first of all enlighten us about what the Affirmative Action Bill is all about as of now?
Okay. The Affirmative Action Bill, which has been in development for the past 8 years, you said it was with Parliament, but it's currently with Cabinet. It's gone back to Cabinet.
Great.
It's a tool, a policy to correct the historical lack of or underrepresentation of women in political and governance decision-making bodies. Ghana, back when we had one of our first parliaments, our past president, Kwame Nkrumah, our first president, instituted an affirmative action policy where they would pick one woman representing each of the 10 regions. So affirmative action isn't new to Ghana. We've had other policies that would fit the affirmative action title, like the Northern Scholarship Fund, free education. All of these are affirmative action policies. They are policies meant to right historical wrongs, and it can be in the area of education, it can be in the area of political representation, and that's what this bill is about. It seeks to raise the number of women in governance institutions, in public bodies to 40%, which is, I think, the UN recommended level.
Okay.
Yes.
So why is this project centered on women, basically?
Yes, very good question. Particularly women in Ghana and across the world have been subjected to historical and contemporary oppression, which curtails their full participation in politics or even in some professions. So here in Ghana, for instance, Ghana is a country of ever-widening inequality gaps, and the poorest are women. I'm sure you are aware of that. And there's a system called patriarchy. I don't want to get too technical, but there's a system called patriarchy that privileges men and a few women. So the affirmative action targets women because currently in Parliament, we have only 14%. Where the UN recommended level is 40% and above. At the district assembly level, we are less than 5%. And for a country of a population that has 50% women, it's very important that all parts of the community, of all parts of our nation are represented adequately in politics and in decision-making and in governance. Otherwise, you are basically trying to develop a country, give people more freedom and justice with one hand tied towards your back. But the reason it also targets women is because if we wait for the culture to change, it will take too long. In all the countries around the world where the representation of women is even 30%, it has come about by affirmative action measures. This includes Rwanda. It includes our own sister nation, Senegal, and other places. So this is why we target women.
I'm sure Abantu has a lot of projects that they are working on.
Yes.
But on the affirmative action, what are you currently doing to that?
This advocacy campaign to enlighten Ghanaians about the bill and for all of us to collectively push for the passage of the bill is part of an Abantu project that seeks to strengthen women's representation at the district assembly level as we are headed towards the assembly elections next year. The project is funded by AWDF, and we absolutely know, it's not even a feeling, we know that without the passage of the bill coming into effect before the elections, the representation of women at the assembly level after the elections will be as dismal as it's ever been. And we do not want to go through another election cycle, another term of representation at the assembly level, while the bill just needs to be passed.
So should it be passed into law and becomes fully institutionalized? What do you expect to foresee in the foreseeable future?
Well, the bill empowers or requires that public boards, parliament, so basically the political parties will be part of this. A president cannot appoint, members to a public institutions board that is mostly male. We expect that over time, but much faster than without the bill, that the representation of women in these institutions, in these governance bodies, will go up to 40%. So it's sort of adapted particularly by the political parties. That will be up to them. But basically, we'll be heading towards 40% representation.
I understand that for 8 years, it's been a tax, a Herculean one to that effect.
Very much so. Yes.
So right now, where are you?
Right now, the bill is at the cabinet level. It was brought to Parliament and sent back. So what we are hoping is that we are calling on Cabinet and the President to approve and and send it on back to Parliament, because there is really no reason why representation of women in Ghana in our governance institutions should be so low. It's a blight, really, on our development. When people assess our democracy, it's one of the first things they point out. It's a major risk, and it's not good for us at all.
Currently, at the local level, the representation of women stands at 7%. What does it mean?
Basically, it means that first of all, issues that directly concern women will not be adequately addressed. And when we say issues that concern women are very much concerned by a wide variety of things. So besides children, education, marketing, markets, trading, farming, security is a big issue of concern for women. Justice. So all of these things, when you do not really have, you can't even imagine what democracy will be like, what representation will be like when you have a section of your population that is so concerned with so many. Unemployment, employment of the youth is a concern to women. We expect that our democracy will be enriched. But then again, as I like to point out, women, we are not utilities. Like, we can't justify our representation based on the good that we would do. You've heard the saying that educate a man and you educate an individual, educate a woman and you educate a community. That's all nice, that people see that women bring good things to the table. But in our own right, as ourselves, as people in a community, as part of this great nation, we need to have a say in what goes on in our development.
Nonetheless, there are some school of thought that also hold that consistently it's been on the case of women demanding for their right. Do they have a valid point on that aspect?
That
women consistently demanding.
But we demand our rights, because if you have a situation where women are demanding their rights, it must be because our rights and our needs are not being met, that we do not have enough freedoms and we do not have access to adequate justice. That is why we demand our rights. So if every year we are demanding rights, then we know that we are failing our women. We are failing them in terms of health. We are failing them in terms of employment. We are certainly failing women in terms of political engagement, in terms of political participation. So if every year, every time we talk, we are talking about more employment, in freedom, in sexual reproductive rights, in being free of sexual harassment. If we are demanding all of these things, then it must be because the country is not meeting its obligations to give women as much. We just want to be free to be our best selves. And we can't be we can't continue to be in this situation where the rights of women, our freedom, is curtailed.
In as much as the right is being demanded, how about the responsibility aspect? Because there are instances where when it comes to holding accountable, society says, they are women, then let us become on them on that aspect. What do you say about that?
I don't understand the question.
Basically, society-wise, instances where a man and a woman are doing a certain kind of job, there are instances where men are asked to do the tougher things compared to women. In that aspect.
But I fail to see where any career
Yes.
that a woman cannot perform like a man. I can't see that. Is it the military? Is it the Navy? Is it the Air Force? Is it drilling of oil? What is it that a man can do that a woman cannot do? And it is not only that, even in areas where we've been relegated as this is what you should do, like the softer things. Teaching is not a soft career. It's an incredibly difficult and demanding career. Developing children is incredibly difficult. So I can't find any part where it's only the purview of men. Okay. Because in many countries, women go to combat. And I assume that combat is the hardest thing.
That's quite true.
The most dangerous.
Yeah, I'm here with Kinna Likimani, and we are discussing cases of affirmative action and also how critical it is for national development as a now representation in various annals of governance is necessary with regards to the number of women representation. They're calling for currently over 30% of women across every sector of the economy. We take a break. We'll be right back with more here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Stay tuned.